Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be doing my delayed episode review for not the most recent episode, but last week's episode of Zoo called The Moon and the Star. I will be doing my episode review for the most recent episode. I promise you that will probably happen tomorrow night once I'm caught up. However, I am not caught up, so like some of you, please be warned that this review will be full of spoilers, although I'm sure most of you, unlike me, have caught up by now, so please forgive me. But yeah, this episode review will be full of spoilers for those of you who are not caught up, so please be warned. You have been warned. That being said, great episode. But you know what? Oh, such a sad opening. I mean, for a second there, I thought, oh, thank God they got Chloe to breathe again. But then she dies on the table right after mentioning the word courier. And at first, I thought she was trying to say Caracat again, but then when Jackson said courier, I'm like, oh, shoot, he misunderstood her, or maybe she really did say courier. And they killed her. She is gone. She is dead. I cannot believe that they killed her. I mean, I was completely shocked. I was like, wow, they actually did it. They killed her. I didn't think they were going to do it. I thought they would revive her at the last minute and everything would be okay and she'd be alive and well. Yay! No, that wasn't the case. She is gone, dead. Oh, that was so sad, too. Poor Jackson. Man, he really loved her, too. For a short time, but he loved her. You know what was so interesting was that I felt disappointed, and I also recognized, I'm like, oh, so this is what fanboys feel like when characters are killed off in their comic book TV shows or movies and they're not supposed to die, or at least right away. Because in the graphic novel of Zoo, Chloe and Jackson develop a very romantic, intimate relationship that lasts for a very, very long time. I won't go into too much details because another character may take that role later down the road in the series, but in the graphic novel, Chloe does not die at all. She lives a very long time, and she and Jackson have a very intimate relationship with each other. You know, like, there are two leading characters in the graphic novel of Zoo, and now our leading lady is dead in the show. But we've also have some new characters as well. We've got the Army Ranger chick, I can't remember, is it Daniela or Darnella? I think it's Daniela, and of course there's going to be all that resentment between her and Jackson. Jackson's like, I don't like you, you got my girlfriend killed, but we also kind of need you because you're tough as nails, and if I start to turn into a human mutant like Kovacs, you're going to have to put me down. She's like, damn straight, I'm going to put you down. I'm going to put you down without hesitation. Although she does feel bad about Chloe, as she should, because technically she did close the door on her, but she did, in fact, save everybody's lives at the reception event because everybody would have died from the poisonous gas, which unfortunately ended up killing Chloe. So Chloe is gone. It was a huge shocker, and it was even more shocking that it was this early in the season. I thought this would happen. I thought we wouldn't see a major character death until mid-season, or hell, even the season finale. But no, she is gone just like that. She is gone after only 6 episodes now. She's gone. So that was really sad, and I liked her. She was a sweet girl. She was sharp. She was really hot, and I liked her and Jackson's relationship, and I was looking forward to seeing that develop, but unfortunately that's not the case. So Chloe's gone. They've discovered that the owner of the private plane is none other than Mitch's stepmother, which is kind of weird, and they left it unexplained, at least for now. I guess because they look almost exactly the same age. But she's his stepmother, which means his father must have remarried to a much younger woman. Their relationship is obviously not that great. Not really sure how her being his stepmother is very relevant, but it may prove to be important later on during this season. Jamie and her friend finally make it to Caracat, and of course, shockingly, it does not go as planned. The people have turned themselves into a survivor community, which is great, with one exception. They have begun sacrificing people on a regular basis to the pack of polar bears that lives outside of town. God, it was creepy. It was like almost like a cult following. Like the people had become so like, the people had become so disenchanted with the world that they seriously thought sacrificing people on a regular basis to the animals would keep them alive, which may have kind of been the case since the polar bears weren't attacking. But Jamie changed that when, of course, she gave her friend the shaving cream can, which was, of course, flammable. Throw it in the fire barrel. Boo! Fence goes down. People go screaming. Polar bears attack, and Jamie and Maddie and the guy Eli, yeah, are all safe. And of course, karma and good comeuppance to that bitch Gwen. Uh, it was a well-deserved punishment, in my opinion. I'm glad that she died right away, because I was like, God, I hope she gets eaten by the polar bear instead of these guys. Yep, sure enough, it happened. Gwen is dead. And it was terrifying seeing the polar bears, so many polar bears together, and then all pushing on the bus as well. That was very cool. Very scary, but very cool. And finally, at long last, Jamie is reunited with her allies. They saved Mitch's stepmother's orchard, which was crucial because if animals could infect and destroy human food sources, it would only push the no objective even further. And now they are reunited with Jamie, and now, of course, they have to break the bad news to Jamie that Chloe's dead, by the way. Great to see you, but Chloe's dead. Oh, God. And then the scene with the snake being pulled out of the guy's mouth. That was so gross. Awesome, but gross. And as they were pulling the snake out of his mouth, I thought to myself, oh, my God, it got in there via anal insertion. It crawled up into his ass, and I don't know how you could have possibly not noticed that. Although, they made it sound like it got up there when he was sitting on the toilet, but I think it actually slithered its way up there when he was asleep in bed, and he was just so sound asleep he didn't feel anything or notice it until it was too late. They pulled it, and I'm thinking as they pull it out of him, oh God, that thing crawled up into his asshole, and now they're pulling it out of his mouth. Oh, sick. And the weirdest part was, it was normally a harmless little corn snake, which wouldn't hurt anybody except a mouse. And now it's turned into this aggressive super predator whose scales are poisonous and thus poisoning human food sources. Now, whether or not the snakes were doing that knowingly or unknowingly isn't really clear, but because of how smart and mutated the animals are getting, I wouldn't be surprised if the snakes were knowingly doing it. So a really good episode. I didn't like seeing Chloe die, but I think because of how good the rest of the episode was, we'll quickly get over it. Maybe not quickly, but we will get over it. Love the snake being pulled out of the guy's mouth after it had been up his ass. It got up there through his ass. Love seeing the polar bear fight scene where they face off against the polar bears and then Gwen gets what's coming to her. Great episode. I can't wait to catch up on the next one. Thank you guys for bearing with me, and I do appreciate you tuning in and watching this episode review here on the EdWord, even if it is a week late. But I assure you I am catching up, so I will be back on track. Alright guys, have a great rest of the night. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more review videos. Check out my Facebook page in the description down below. I think you'll like what you see. Have a wonderful rest of the night, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.